junior maths Olympiad candidates, particularly students from RFA. We just have 3 more videos before you go in for your exam tomorrow. And one of them is coordinate geometry part 2. You remember we interacted together on this today, part 1 of coordinate geometry. So there are some questions that just came to my mind that we need to lay emphasis on. So we'll do that. We'll do another one, then another one, and that's all. So just take your time as you prepare, okay? Now let's start from, I have about 4 questions to address on that coordinate geometry part 2. We did part 1 together during the time we were at the school, okay? So for part 2, we look at this. Now let's start from this number 4 so that I can clean this place. Please, camera, please help me focus on this. Find the points, the curve. You remember this is a curve, and this quadratic curve, s squared plus 5s plus 2 intersects the line y equals to 3s plus y. Find the points. That means when a quadratic curve like this, please focus on this. We plot the graph of y against x, and you have a quadratic curve. This is quadratic curve. Quadratic equation gives you a quadratic curve. A line. This is a line. Now this curve and this line intersect at 2 points. This place and this place. Can you see that? Now you will trace this one at this point. Trace it to the x-axis. You will get s1, comma. Trace it to the y-axis. You will get y1. That's 1 point. And at this point where they intersect, trace to the x-axis. You get s2. And from this point, trace to the y-axis, you get y2. So that's why the same point. Then we are going to get 2 points. And if you look at the options, there are 2 points. Now, the question now is that, what happens when a curve and a straight line intersect at those 2 points? A curve and a line can only intersect at the point where y equals to y. Y from the curve equals to y from the line. And if you look at this, the first one says y equals to x squared plus 5x plus 2. That is the curve. The y for the line is 3x plus 5. Now they intersect at the point where this is equal to this. So if this is equal to this, it means that this one must be equal to this. So that means x squared minus 5x plus 2 must be equal to 3x plus 5. Now if you look at this is still quadratic because there is still s power 2. So because of that, you just put everything here to this side. So that what remains here is 0, and it will not be like quadratic equation. So this will be x squared minus 5x plus 2. Carry this, that's minus 3s. Carry this, that's minus 5. We have equals to 0. Now this is x squared minus 5x minus 3x. Okay, that is minus 8x. Okay, my plus 2 minus 5. This go together with this. That's minus 3 equals to 0. Now, so you will now solve this one quadratically. You can use almighty formula. You can use, if it is the type that you can factorize by using breaking the middle term method. You know I told you about breaking the middle term method. You use that. Or you use almighty formula. F is equal to minus v plus or minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. You understand it? We have used this formula several times in the course of interacting in the school. So now you will get 2 answers for x. S1, S2. Now you will now to get your y now, to get your y1 and y2. You will not pick any one of these, anyone you like. The first S1, wherever you see X, you put it, you get Y1. Wherever you see, you pick S2, the value you get, you put it, you get Y2. What? Don't forget that in case you see something like that in your exam. A curve and a line intersect at the point where the 2 equations are equal to each other. You will now solve it. Now, let's now look at this. Please focus on this properly. 2 lines are parallel. The equation of the first is this. You know, I told you that time that today, that if plot y against x, 2 lines are parallel They are parallel. This is the symbol for parallelism. M1, M2. They are parallel when M1 is equal to M2. Don't forget this formula. 2 or more lines, I mean 2, 3, 10 lines are parallel when M1 equals to what? M2. So the equation of the first line, they gave me the equation as minus 3x plus 5y is equal to 6. Find the equation of the second. We are looking for second line equation. Question mark. Find the equation of the second. If one of its points is minus 5, 3. Remember, equation giving 1 point and gradient. 1 point, which is minus 5, 3, and gradient. Because if two lines are parallel, all you need to do is to find the gradient of this one given to you. Okay, you know how to do that now. You find the gradient. I don't need to waste time on that. By making y subject of the formula to conform to y equals to mx plus c. So the one that is attached to this x, when you make y subject of the formula, is the gradient. So it means that the gradient for the first one is also equal to this gradient for the second one, because for two lines to be parallel, they have the same gradient. So it means you now have a point and a gradient from here. So you now use this formula to get the equation, because it says you can find the equation. Equation here will be m equals to y minus y1 over x minus x1, where this is your s1 and the other one is your y1, and your the gradient, you must have gotten it from here. So you now write it out. Then you'll be looking at the option ABC, how do you express it? They can write it anyhow. Once you do this, you cross multiply, you get the correct answer. Now, again, see on that question number 1, it says state the y-axis intercept and the x-axis intercept of the second line. So after you have gotten the equation, to find the y-intercept, you make y equal to the formula. The intercept is the constant, the one that is not attached to x. That x is not attached to it. Then to find the x-intercept, you make x subject of the formula. So the one that is not attached to y is the intercept. They said you find the intercept of the two. That one we are explaining today, you understand what that one means. If you don't have time, so you can have time to do your revision, and you still have 2 more videos to go. Now, question number 2. 2 lines, L1 and L2, are intersect at right angle. Intersect at right angle. That means they are perpendicular. If the equation of L1 is this, now for 2 lines to be perpendicular, meaning to be at right angle, M1 times M2 must give you minus 1. This is what we need to solve this. 2 lines intersect at right angle. At right angle means perpendicular at 90 degrees. So this is line L1, this is line L2. They meet at perpendicular. So their gradients, anyhow we do it, must be M1 times M2 equals minus 1. Now, if the equation of L1, so this L1, the equation is minus y plus 8x is equals to 2. Find the gradient of L2. So this one, from this L1, you try to make, you try to adjust it so that it will be mx plus c, so that you can find the gradient. So from this now, minus y equals to 2, carry this to that side, that will be minus 8x. I'm looking for y, there's a minus that need to be removed. Multiply both sides by minus. Minus this will be y minus 2 plus 8x. So if you compare this to this, m is 8. So the gradient for the first one, which is m1, is 8. So they said, number 1, find the gradient of L2. The gradient of L2. Since you know that m1 times m2 is equal to minus 1, and m1 is 8 times m2 is equal to minus 1. You can get the gradient of the second one, m2, by dividing both sides by 8. That will be minus 1 over 8. Which is minus 0.125. If you divide this, that is the gradient for the second one. Roman numerals 2. Write the equation of L2 giving point one of the points to be 2, 5. Okay, now you know the gradient of L2 to be minus 1 over 8. So your equation, when you have a gradient, now you have one gradient and you have a point. So you use this formula, m equals y minus y1 over x minus x1. The gradient is this, that's minus 1 over 8 equals to y minus, you are given the point, look at the point you are given, 2, y, meaning that this is your s1, this is your y1. So y1 is 5 divided by x minus s1 is 2. So you have this, you cross multiply this, then you get the equation out. Roman numeral 3. Roman numeral 3, still on that question. Find the product of the y-axis intercepts of L1 and L2. So from the first one, the equation given to you from this one, you know what I'm by intercept. Just find y, the one that has no x attached to it, the constant c from this will become your intercept. This one, second one, make y also subject of the formula from the equation you get here. The one that does not have s attached is the intercept. They say you should find the product, that means you should just multiply it. Alright, now finally on this, question number 3. So, question number 3. Please you help me after I finish now. Try to, before you stop the camera, try to build this for them very okay, so that they can see it properly. Now, question number 3. 2 lines are perpendicular. The slope of one is minus 0.24. 2 lines are perpendicular when m1 times m2 is equal to minus 1. Simple. Now, you are given one of them, the slope of one, slope means gradient, to be minus 0.24. Change this to fraction, that will be minus 24 over 100. Reduce to lowest fraction, minus 2 can go, 4 can go here 6, 4 can go here 25. I think I'm correct. 4 here 6, 4 here, yes, minus 6 over 25. Now, find the gradient of the second line. We are looking for m2. So from this, you make m2 something of the formula. m2 is minus 1 over m1, which means minus 1 divided by m1. Is that also? Okay. Now this is minus 1 divided by m1 is this. This is our m1. That will be minus 6 over 25. So this will be minus 1. Change this to times. The minus 25 will go up, 6 will come down. Minus cancel minus, that's plus. So we have our m2 to be equal to 25 over 6, which is 4 whole number, 1 over 6. So we have come to the end of coordinate geometry 2. Likely question you can come up, you can see in your exam tomorrow. Thank you. Now we are going to, after this now, binomial expansion part 2. You remember we started it in the school, part 1. Out of 8 questions, we could only solve one problem before we run out of time. So today, this evening, I'm going to solve the other remaining ones because every question is a potential question you can meet in your Olympiad, and we've got to cover it properly. So keep reading while you wait for the uploading of all these 3 videos. This
down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air, singing in the wind, listen to the